Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Kippy here, coach of your Steel City Surge, back for week 7 of WPF Delta. We are coming off another stronger win this time against Herbie last week, getting a 4-0 win in that matchup. And we're sitting at 4-2 currently, looking very strong at a playoff spot. But our last two matchups are really difficult to try to win. We are taking on Dashing this week. And Dashing has a pretty scary team as well. And not to mention, Dashing is an amazing player. So go ahead and check him out, as well as the other WPF coaches in the description below. Basically, this team consists of Terra Blaziken, Darkrai, Corviknight, Kyurem, Mesprit, Lycanroc Dusk, Clodsire, Azumarill, and Terra Superior. This team is going to cause me so many different issues because Blaziken and Superior are insanely good setup threats, and they get really, really good coverage as well. In terms of using Terra Blast and Terra types, not to mention supporting moves from Superior and from Blaziken as well, with Will-O-Wisp, Glare, that sort of thing. And then the supporting cast is really bulky and offensive as well, so got to take that into account when building, and it's just very annoying to try to prep for this team. So the 6 I expect are Darkrai, Blaziken, Kyurem, Corviknight. I expect to see Azu, Claude, maybe Mesprit, or Superior. I could potentially see Lycanroc Dusk, which would be annoying if it shows up, but I'm not super worried about it at the moment. But yeah, those are the main... I mean, basically any of the 9 Mons can show up this week, but I expect to see Blaziken, Darkrai, and Kyurem there, as well as Corviknight, and then a mix of the last 5 for the last 2 spots. Blaziken's probably going to be something to resist Gambit's Sucker Punch, just because of speed boost. But anyway, let's get into our build. We are bringing Shaman Sky, obviously. We're bringing a Choice Scarf set this week. And basically 4 moves. Air Slash, Seed Flare for stab, Earth Power, and Dazzling Gleam for coverage. Enough speed to outspeed everything, including Darkrai. I believe we outspeed Darkrai. Let me double check that. We do not outspeed Darkrai with this set. Okay. I also don't really expect Darkrai to be max speed, so I guess that's why I have it set to outspeed Superior. Oh, wait, no, we're outspeeding Blaziken at +2 with this specific build. So that's what I was looking at doing. So we outspeed with Choice Scarf, max speed +2 Blaziken. So that's really nice. And then we basically one-shot it with Air Slash or two-shot it with every other move. So that is really, really nice. And we just basically do damage to anything that wants to come in. We might lead this depending on what we see on my opponent's side of the field. If I see Lycanroc, we'll probably not lead it and go with Mienshao instead. But if we do see no Lycanroc, we're probably going to lead with Shaman. So next up, we do have Slowking. We're running an Assault Vest this week with very high physical defense and a lot of special attack. This is going to be a very offensive kind of bulky build in a sense. We have basically stab for everything. We can cover basically any switch in and do lots of damage. So that's the main thing with Slowking this week. It's not meant for support, it's meant to do offense and do damage. Just because we haven't really seen a whole lot of that recently this season. Next up we have Terra Ground King Gambit. Now Terra Ground is mainly to try and deal with Clodsire a little better, as well as try to get around Blaziken if it wants to be sort of a defensive Terra type, like Terra Steel or something like that, to be able to resist certain things or whatever. But we also hit Lycanroc pretty hard. Kowtow at +2 is very, very nice. Sucker at +2 hits basically everything. And then Swords Dance with Supreme Overlord. So we're running max defense, or max attack with max defense without the boost. To try to live a hit from Blaziken, essentially. So that's the King Gambit set. We are running a very fully supportive Screamtail with lots of speed, Light Clay with both screens, Thunderwave, and Wish. We are basically just going to be using this as support, set up screens for Gambit, Wish to keep stuff alive, and T-Wave to slow things down, especially that Blaziken. So that's the main thing with Screamtail. It's not meant to really do that much, just try to support the rest of the team. Just because we have so many offensive threats this week, we kind of just need 1, maybe 2 supportive Mons, and that's basically Screamtail and Glowking. Next up, we have another Choice Scarf Mon with Mienshao. We are running Choice Scarf to basically I believe we have this outspeeding Kyurem at +1. We have U-turn, knockoff, close combat, and poison jab, just in case we see a Azumarill show up, and if Superior doesn't Terra, we can outspeed and do lots of damage with poison jab. No triple axle, just because potential Rocky Helmet mons like Corviknight, and then Regenerator, obviously. So let me just double check and make sure all of these abilities are correct so far, and they are, which is great. And last but not least, we have our Suicune with leftovers. We're running Sub Calm Mind with Ice Beam and Scald, and the Pressure ability as well. So mainly meant to try and set up a little bit, get at least a Calm Mind or two up before Superior hits the ground, or hits the course, I guess, hits the field. Maybe get a sub up and try to do lots of damage to it. If it's Terra Water, that could be a problem, but if that's the case, Shaman should be able to deal with it very, very nicely. So this is a potential win con, depending if the Superior shows up. If it doesn't show up, we might be able to just straight up win with Suicune. I'm not 100% sure, though. We'll have to see. All in all, this is the team that we're bringing this week for Week 7. Thank you guys so much for watching this team builder. I'll see you in the battle in a little bit. Peace. Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Skippy here, coach of your Steel City Surge, back for Week 7, the battle against Dashing. Now, we do see Terra Electric Blaziken. We do not see Clodsire, Mesprit, or the Superior. So, very happy we have Terra Ground King Gambit, because that Terra Electric Blaziken is kind of scary. And I kind of really like going for a lead Mienshao here, just because that Lycanroc is there. I am not as concerned with rocks at the moment. I am very concerned about that Kyurem being there. The nice thing is Kyurem does not get Ice Shard. And we do outspeed everything, so best of luck to Dashing in this matchup. That is the Blaziken. Okay, Blaziken lead is not actually that bad. I can just U-turn, I think. If you do Terra Electric, doesn't really make much of a difference because I just U-turn. No, do I want to knock off, actually? You can kind of just KO me if you're Life Orb. I could just go into Screamtail, actually. I'm okay with U-turning. We do see a hard swap right away. Okay. Does not want to reveal anything at the moment. Azu comes out. Okay. Azu takes a decent chunk from that. It was not a crit. Now, I believe that might have been like 10% or something. Do I go into Glow King is the big question. Knockoff does do a lot to me. You could be Sap Sipper if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, you could be Sap Sipper. I kind of just like going into Screamtail a little bit. Even if you knock off Glow King, I don't like that. I'm just gonna go into Screamtail. I can get a T-Wave or Reflect Off. I'm gonna go for a T-Wave. If you want to Belly Drum, are you kidding me? We missed. Yeah, it goes for knockoff. Okay. That's okay. That is a little annoying because it does reveal what I am. I am just gonna Wish here. I really wanted to get a T-Wave off there, but I just lost a little bit of progress. No Light Clay is really annoying. Liquidation does come out. I'm gonna reflect here, at least get that off. And then I can probably go into Gambit after the fact. I don't think we live this. Play rough. We might. We live on 1. That's insane, actually. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go for another wish here. We live on 1. That's crazy. This could be Assault Vest. I think this is Assault Vest, Azu. Play rough again. That's fine. I should live another. And now I can go for a T-Wave here. Hopefully I hit this time. Because if you switch, you're kind of losing a little bit of momentum there. I haven't shown Light Screen, so he could think I have an attacking move. I do hit the T-Wave finally, so that's good. Paralysis hacks have done me very good in the past. Play rough, and we get a miss. Okay, that's kind of helpful. All things considered, that is pretty helpful. I believe I still have... I have 2 turns of Light Screen, or Reflect left. So I'm gonna wish again. Do you see a swap? Magma. It's the core. Okay. Now, I kind of just like going into Suicune here because I can start getting set up with Suicune a little bit, I think. I do have, what, 1 more turn of Reflect? Yeah, I have 1 more turn of Reflect here. I have Wish up. I'm going to stay in and I'm going to T-Wave this thing too. Nice. Just slow everything down, put a little more RNG onto stuff. Alright, cool. Now we get max. We get back up to max HP. Screamtail against Corviknight. Now, if this is like I don't think does Corviknight get Steel Beam. It does get Steel Beam. Okay. So does Corviknight Steel Beam? If you're like a Choice Specs variant with Modest, you could potentially KO with Steel Beam. Can a max attack Adamant, like Choice Band, Iron Head kill me? Without Reflects, Iron Head does not KO me, so I'm going to go for a Light Screen here. If I see an Iron Head, I can kind of gauge how much damage it does. We get another Paralysis. That's big. Sorry, Dashing. I kind of really need to win this in order to secure playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and get both my screens up. Defog. Okay. Does that get rid of screens? It does. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to do it again. You only have so many defogs. You only get 24. And I really don't want you to hit me with a Steel Beam. U-turn. Okay. That's fine. I get my Light Screen back up. Darkrai should not be able to KO me with Sludge Bomb either with the Light Screen up. That is the Blaziken. Okay. So Blaziken comes back out. It is Terra Electric. I think you Terra here. I am just going to... I think you have to Terra an SD. I'm going to Reflect here. Yeah, you do Terra. Okay. my reflect up again. Yep, there's the SD. This does become kind of scary. Now the thing is, do you Flare Blitz? Glow King can actually live a Terra Blast from +2 Blaziken. This is low-key annoying currently. I think you go in. Do you Flare Blitz or do you close combat? I mean, I can't really hit you, so I think you just go for another one, right? Now, do I outspeed Jolly? I'm pretty sure I do outspeed Jolly with Shaman. I'm going to make an aggressive play and go into Shaman here. I'm going to make an aggressive play and go into Shaman. Because if you Terra Blast or close combat right now, I do live. You SD again. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. I just Earth Power here. I just Earth Power, and I do massive, massive, massive damage to you. And then I go into Gambit and threaten with Sucker. Either I threaten you out. I do not threaten you out, but I could... No, I do not KO. That's fine. Terra Blast. I live that, actually. I can live that. I live. Okay. Now, this thing is still scary. It is not Life Orb. It is at +3 speed. I am going to sack off you and get in my King Gambit. Because you are still very valuable to me. Terra Blast again. I do live another one at least, so that's good. I can live two, potentially. I do live two. Maybe? Light Screen wore off. I still have another turn of Reflect. I'm gonna throw up a Wish. You SD again to +6. That's fine. I don't think Blaziken gets upper hand. You do get Vacuum Wave, which could be annoying. You do get upper hand as well. Okay. This is fine. I'll let Echidna go down. Honestly, if I get swept by Blaziken, it is what it is. Okay, so Screamtail goes down. I think I go into Gambit. I go into Gambit. I Terra. Do not have Reflect up. I am not going to Sucker, though. I am going to Terra Blast Ground. Because I think you SD. I think you SD. I think you expect the Sucker and go for upper hand or SD. And if you outread me, you outread me. But I think I have this. Sword Dance! I caught it! Voice crack, but I caught it! Alright. Massive. No Blaziken sweep today. I called the SD. The upper hand would have been a nice play. I'm not gonna lie. The upper hand would have been a very nice play. And I only gave up my screen set. I am just very beyond happy that that worked out the way it did. Okay. Glow King, your time to shine. Now, I do have to be careful. Just a little bit. I'm happy it's not a 6-0, though. I'm happy it's not a 6-0 by playing it that way. Freeze Dry, this does to 207. Okay. So you did 37% with Freeze Dry, so that is within Choice Specs range. I am very okay with just going for a power gem here. You do switch. What do you switch into? Bond Platinum. That's the Lichen Rock. Alright, so we get some chip on the Lichen Rock. That's good. Doesn't take it too well. Okay. Lichen Rock. Dusk. If you're an all-out attacker, a crunch can KO me. I think I can just go into Suicune now. That's a choice band set as well, so I'll be able to see what set this is. If I see rocks, which would be a very good play, Drill Run. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. You did just over 25%. Your Life Orb. Okay. Life Orb. A Scald is looking kind of good. I'm just going to Scald because we do a lot of damage with Scald, and if we can get rid of you, I'd be very, very happy about that. Stone Edge. Okay, we lived that. That's fine. We're going to get rid of the Lichen Rock. I ended up getting a drink before this game, and I just haven't used it at all. That's why I had that voice crack earlier. Now, Kyurem comes back in. This is 100% going to be a freeze dry, and it's absolutely choice specs. And I am not at the HP that I want to take a choice specs from this. If I see Earth Power, I can just freely go into Skyman after. So I'm just going to go back into Glow King. If I see an Earth Power or a Draco, freeze dry again. Okay, that's fine. Very much okay with that. Are you kidding me? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Bro, I'm gonna Flamethrower. I hope that thaws me. If it does, great. If not, then I'll deal with it. I do thaw out, thank goodness. Flamethrower should do at least 25%. Yep. Okay. Now, this is going to be another freeze dry. This could KO Mienshao. I don't want to let... This could KO Mienshao. It is 100% specs. I feel so annoyed that I went ahead and Terra'd Gambit. Because now Freeze Dry absolutely KOs Gambit too. How good is Glow King? Not really that good, actually. At 25%, at 75%, and 2 allies down, Sucker does not quite KO. But I can go into Skyman, and that should be able to KO, right? Dazzling Gleam does not quite KO. I can go into Mienshao, though. I'm just going to Flamethrower again. You do Freeze Dry again. Okay, that's fine. Glow King's going to go down. That's fine. I can just go into Mienshao here. A CC should absolutely KO you. And then Corviknight comes in. Corviknight takes 33% from this. Depending if it's max Fizdef, which I can't tell from how it's been played so far. That's the Azu. Okay. Azu does not take that very well. Azu does not take that very well at all. It took just under half, but that was not very good from it. Let's go into Suicune here. I want to keep Mienshao around specifically for that. It's Kyurem. The paralysis is massive. So I am absolutely going
for a sub here. Well, I could double. But I don't know if I want to double right now. I'm going to sub. You are going to stay in. What do you go for? Play rough? Or knock off? Another paralysis. I'm actually sorry for dashing right now. That is unbelievably annoying. Alright, but +1 against Kiram. Ice Beam's doing 25%, which should do enough. I'm gonna go for Calm Mind here. Oh my god. Oh no! No! Dashing, I'm so sorry, bro. RNG is the most annoying thing ever, but I actually feel terrible about that. 3 turns in a row. Thomas, I know you're watching this point of view. This is a bingo card moment right now. This is 100% a bingo card moment. Play Rough does come out finally. But I'm basically back up to half. I'm basically back to where I was before. I'm at +2 right now as well. I'm just gonna go for a Scald and just try to chip this thing down a little bit. That's like 15%. That's within the range. Play Rough is doing damage. Honestly, if I can just keep this thing low, get back in with Mienshao. If there's another paralysis, I'm gonna feel so bad for the man. Or a miss. Does pick up the KO on Suicune, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can go in with Skyman. Well, you probably have Aqua Jet, right? I'm at 59 right now. That's 17%. That's like right at the edge of Adamant, Max Attack, Huge Power, Aqua Jet. I don't know if I want to risk that right now. I kind of just want to go into Mienshao and U-turn. Or I could pressure with CC. No, I'm just going to go into Mienshao and U-turn. No, actually, well, we did do a lot of damage to it. It's currently sitting at 20%. I have to CC. Honestly, though, that's fine to an extent. I could Poison Jab and force Corviknight in. I'm going to do that. I'm going to force Corviknight in. Aqua Jet, okay. Going to take me down to 147. That's fine. We're going to take out Azu. As long as I have this for the Darkrai and the Kyurem. This is the Darkrai. I'm at 147. How much are you doing to King Gambit with Paraground? Ice Beam doesn't quite KO unless you're Choice Specs. You have 3 allies down. I don't think you quite... You do get a Psychic move, don't you? You do get Psychic. Psychic and Psyshock. Honestly, I think... I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. If I can get poisoned, that'd be massive. Do not get poisoned. Goes for Ice Beam. Does pick up a KO. It's gotta be Specs, right? Oh. It could be Specs. It could not be Specs. That should do enough, though, to put it in range of Skyman, right? Yeah, that should for Seed Flare. It should be in range of Seed Flare here. That should be in range of Seed Flare, right? Yeah, it should be. Oh, man, this is such a close game. I gotta go for Seed Flare here. You still have Corviknight and Kyurem in the back. But I don't think you can switch. You do switch. What do you go into? The Corviknight? Yeah, you do go into Corviknight. Okay. Pressure, that's fine. Honestly, if I can get the Spadef drop, I do not. It might be Covert Cloak. Honestly, I just go into Gambit. 3 ally boost. If you get paralyzed or stay in, then I might just win. I'm at 4 allies dead. You do U-turn. Okay. I'm at 4 allies currently. And Ice Beam does not quite KO me. If you go into Kyurem, a Sucker is going to do 50 to 59. Yeah, you do go into Kyurem. I think I lose. I think I lose. Because you just 100% go for Freeze Dry here. Honestly, I'm going to go out swinging. If I can get a crit, that would be massive. Honestly, though, we've gotten so much RNG in favor of us that it's probably not going to happen. Nope, does not happen. Goes for Ice Beam. Okay, yeah, we guarantee go down there. All right, fair enough. King Gambit gets 1 KO this week. Skyman does not get a single KO at the moment. I think I just have to go for Seed Flare and hope for a couple of lucky things against Corviknight. Because, I mean, do I just go for Air Slash? Air Slash does do 50% to Darkrai. And against Kyurem, it does do 30%. I'm gonna go for Air Slash flinches. That's like my best way to win this game. Preserving differential, that's fair. Honestly, it's the most toxic strategy. But Air Slash, Paralysis flinches could potentially win me this game. I have 11 turns to get this thing out of the picture. And does get a Brave Bird off. Alright, GG's to dashing. Yeah, Covert Cloak for sure. GG's to dashing. Very much did not win the hacks game there. Very, very good game by my opponent. Very, very good game. I'm very happy I didn't get 6-0 swept by Blaziken. Kyurem was definitely a big factor. I should not have Terra'd with King Gambit when I did, and I very much regret doing that. I think that was the biggest misplay of that match. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We have a 1 week to secure a playoff spot. We are at 4-3 now. We have very good differential, though, at +6. So as long as we don't get swept straight up by Wreck-It Mike, we should be fine. So I'll see you guys next week for a very pivotal battle. Peace.